Hey guys, and welcome to Nintenduary, a month where we review a different Nintendo 64 game every day for the entire month. Today we're looking at one of the cuter Mario spin-offs. We're looking at Yoshi's Story. So let's not waste any more time and jump right into it. This game actually was a somewhat interesting game to cover. This game came out during a time where literally every single of Nintendo's IPs was being translated into 3D form. But in this case, Yoshi actually stays on as a 2D game. And I mean, it's not like it looks completely bad. From an artistic standpoint, it's probably pretty good. But this game doesn't go without its issues. This game was clearly supposed to serve as a follow-up to Yoshi's Island, as even the island makes an appearance in the opening sequence of the game. Except what's different now, this time the game utilizes 3D rendered graphics similar to the art style of Donkey Kong Country on the SNES. So you start the game off with looking for a tree with fruits on it. It looks more like a branch, in my opinion. And also you get to choose which Yoshi you play as, and when you die, the overall number of surviving Yoshis begins to dwindle. And it's kind of depressing and hilarious at the same time, especially when you have just one Yoshi left, the last one to be picked, and you know all his friends are basically dead. I mean, it's probably harder to lose all your Yoshis before even finishing the game. Which takes me to the next point. Honestly, this game isn't really challenging at all. I mean, there's your regular platformer where you jump from one thing to another, but the enemies you encounter in this game really are lackluster. There isn't really any challenge here at all, and at times it felt like just playing a walking simulator. But I mean, people sure as hell like these today. Just look at this weird candy cotton boss. All you have to do is lick him until he disappears. This does not feel like a boss fight. This feels like you went to the state fair and ate some cotton candy. Nonetheless, Yoshi's Story also flips around between being cute and completely terrifying at some points, which must have really weirded out some kids back in the day. Also, what's up with the Yoshis flexing randomly throughout the game? To add to that, in comparison to Yoshi's Island, this game is really short. There are only 6 worlds, and even they don't take a long time to complete. It's not like that there's anything really bad about this game, it's more that the game just isn't really filled to the brim like other games that were released on the Nintendo 64 by Nintendo themselves. And I mean, there isn't anything in the game to make up for that fact. The challenge factor is 0, and there just isn't enough content in the game. If you look back at Donkey Kong Country, another side-scrolling game that was on the SNES, the game had a perfect mix of fun moments and challenge, and at times it got really hard, but never to the point where you just wanted to quit playing. Yoshi's Story, on the other hand, is clearly made for younger kids, and it shows. I mean, for a little kid this could be a great game, as they will actually be able to complete the game. But it's really a shame that this game didn't have more on a bigger scale, like what we saw on Yoshi's Island, which is not only one of the best spin-off titles ever, it's also one of the best platformers. Also, for being one of the cutest looking games Nintendo has ever made, this game had a pretty disturbing commercial. Just take a look at this.
It's all in the head movement. And the body. Wait there! The process. Guide with your arm. Not bad. But you gotta work on your follow through. I think you gotten the hang of it.
I mean, this game can still be good for like an afternoon if you can get it really cheap, or if you're dying for nostalgia, I guess. Or you could just invest the hour this game takes to complete into something else like sleeping or organizing your fridge. You're better off organizing your fridge, I guess. This game also released on the Virtual Console on the Wii U, which is probably the easiest way to get it, but you can really skip this one. That's it for this video. Come back tomorrow when we look at more classic Nintendo 64 games. Tomorrow, just like we did yesterday, we're gonna take a look at another rareware title. Tomorrow, Elijah takes a look at Perfect Dark. And also don't forget to subscribe to Rocket Sloth and turn on notifications. And also let us know what you think of Nintenduary so far. This is the 10th episode we have ever done, and there's 18 more to come. So make sure to come back tomorrow. Until then, see you next time.